Alright guys, so we ended up installing the Kai intake system on the car. Got it on Amazon for like 55 bucks or 60 bucks. It's probably the best budgeted intake system you can get on the 04 to 08 TSX. Very decent quality, very decent shape. Everything matches. It comes with the hoses to connect to the valve cover. Comes with the clamps and couplers. There's not a 3-ply or 4-ply couplers, so if you want to upgrade the couplers, you can. It's not, you know, one of the $300, $400, $500 intake systems. So for the money, I highly recommend these intake systems. It's called Intake by Kai Intake or whatever. Comes with the air sensor, intake air sensor, rubber mold, so you could plug it in onto the intake. As far as the secondary intake inlet, I just use the OEM intake hose, I guess you would call the OEM intake hose, and it works just fine. Don't have to reuse. You don't have to use the one that they gave you, the aftermarket ones. So instead of creating more work, I just ended up using the OEM hose, which works pretty good. So yeah, and that's pretty much what it looks like. $60 intake from, you can get it either on Amazon or eBay if I'm not mistaken, but I got it on Amazon. So if you guys are looking for a budget intake, I'm gonna highly recommend the Kai intake, which is a 3-inch intake with the 3-inch air filter, which isn't so bad. This also comes with mounting, so you could actually mount it underneath the on the chassis. You can mount it connecting with this. I don't have it mounted at the moment because I was in a rush to get this intake installed. So I pretty much just it was probably like 20 to half-hour job to install the entire intake, because I had already taken out the air box from the previous intake I had on the car, which was the you know, you just put a pipe where I had the pipe and the air filter, K&N air filter on it. It wasn't just a complete intake system. I used it like I used the OEM intake tube and put a pipe, intake pipe, and air filter on it, which I had in the garage. It wasn't an actual intake system, but that's also another way to save money when buying an intake or trying to put an intake on a TSX or a K-series motor, right? K24s, whatever motor you have. I mean, whatever car you have, but with this motor, K24s, you could just use stock OEM factory intake pipe and just put a filter and one of these intake pipes. Doesn't matter which wherever you get it, whether you have a spare or you get it from a garage or junkyard, it doesn't matter, as long as you have a pipe and an air filter, just like I mentioned on the other video that I showed. Not having to spend more than $10, $5 if you don't want to buy a complete intake system. So this is not bad as far as for the price. Budget, if you're on a budget, you don't want to spend too much money on an intake system, I highly recommend intakes by Kai intakes for the 04 to 08 TSX. And until then, I will be posting sound clip videos of the intake, so you will be able to hear how good the intakes are as far as the filter and the loudness and the VTEC crossovers. Just like I showed you the other VTEC crossovers and the other intakes that I did, that was like $5, $10 budget, saving you money if you want to utilize using the stock OEM factory Honda or Acura pipe. Alright, so I'm going to do a first startup video of the new intake. We also did a fresh oil change, royal purple. And with some Honda OEM filter, we use one of these. We're gonna do a first startup on the upgraded intake that we did. See how the car sounds and make sure the oil's all oiled up. See how this goes. First startup. All right. Give it a couple of revs on this car too. See how the intake sounds. Sure. Give it a nice couple of revs. See how it sounds. Give me 1 second. Alright guys, so let's give a nice little sound clip of the intake. See how it sounds. Let's give it a nice sound clip of the intake. The engine's all warmed up, oil has been changed, and let's check it out. Let the airplane pass. That's pretty much the intake sound. The high intake. Do one more little rev. Get our close-up video. There we go. One more little rev. And that's it. High short ram intake. Alright. So we're going to test out the intake. See how it performs.